the lesson plans need to be, at present, the lesson plans are focused on more of the conceptual learning, but then more of the theoretical part. But now the lesson plans need to, you need to change the lesson plan format into what are the learning outcomes, how the learning objectives could be achieved. And I think in this current lesson planning, what we teachers do is we write down the learning outcomes as well as the learning objectives. But as per NEP, what I believe is it should go like learning objectives could be identified by the teacher and learning outcomes could be based from the assessment of the topic taught. So I think that change, that shift in the lesson plan will definitely help us to achieve the target of ICT in education. The content delivery now, because of the pandemic, all the teachers almost in our country has got adapted with technology tools and they've been well versed with technology. So in a way, we could be thankful to the last 2 years where we were able to, and I'm also part of NCRT being a National ICT Awardee. I've got to know so much from NCRT in the past 5 years after receiving the national award, that how we should go closely to each and every type of learners rather than just thinking about my own CBSE school quote, or maybe I should think about only the CBSE school teachers, but I should always look forward for something which comes to the ground level of understanding to a child who is also studying in a rural area. So I think the content delivery with IT was earlier being expected that only few of those private schools can deliver good content. But nowadays, being the gadgets and the devices and the internet connectivity available to each and every state in the past 2 years, this will really help us to achieve the target of integrating ICT. The third thing is assignments and projects. Again, they requires a modification of planning assignments and projects. The earlier assignment and projects used to focus on writing something write out on a topic and bring it. But right now, the assignment and projects which we are discussing as per NEP 2020 should focus more on experiential learning, where we want the children to go onto the field, get some research work done, get the data back to the classroom, have a group discussion with the teacher. Based on the discussion, find out again the pointers, then the suggestive solutions, everything comes together into the form of projects and assignments. I think if that modification, that may really help us. The 21 CLD integrated activities, I'm just going to showcase few of the activities which I've done in 2015, 16, 17, and throughout these years, which really helped me to achieve few of the targeted learning outcomes which NEP states. And let's educate our technology for good. So I would like to talk here about how the projects, like for example, there was a project which focused on 21st century learning design, but I'm a computer science teacher and I have a teaching experience of 15 years teaching computers. So my role is to teach them technology. But one day while I was sitting and planning my lesson in 2015-16, I thought that why don't I use this important tool of technology where the children are using it for accessing internet, surfing websites, for using listening to audios or maybe watching videos. So why don't I turn this particular tool into an informative tool and tool where they can gather information and based on that information they can work. So the first project which I initiated was Tech to SDG. I would quickly switch over to this Tech to SDG. Just a minute. Just reduce the size of this window. So this Tech to SDG was nothing. It was a project which was done on a Padlet wherein I asked students to go across and find out just into the nearby surrounding. I didn't force them to go on the field. I said, just go around and check. Do you find someone who requires your help? And then bring in that data into the classroom. Let's work on what we can do for the child. So this is a case study of 2015. There was a project on Tech to SDG initiated by me, wherein the children went around. So it was a time of Makar Sankranti. The children went there, they found themselves the solution SDG2. They just went to the child and had a good time with that. So I know these are very small initiatives. There was some rough art and craft activity material at their homes. So they made something out of it and some stationery stuff they made. They went to the municipal school and donated that. And along with the donation campaign, these girls promoted quality education and talked about how they should learn and even they took sessions on cleanliness, hygiene, health, and everything. So this is our own school. This girl had a problem. She cannot go outside the classroom as per her parents didn't allow her. So I said, just go to the next door. In the next classroom, there is a lady who is cleaning the class. You can go and take the survey from there. So I don't think so that we should not limit our projects and assignments to the boundaries of the four walls. We can just ask the children whatever is feasible to them, but do a little bit of it. So in the process of doing this, I can see that when children were doing that, I got some reviews like this also. We taught them how to paint diyas and they sold them in a weekend window organized at sports club. So getting a weekend window stall for my students being into a CBSE private school, and they can afford to have a weekend window stall. But educating these girls to create some art material and sell it on at that particular platform, I think that was the idea created by Freya Shah and Rishita Shah of 9th A. So they have immense ideas. The only thing is what I believe is we just need to show them the way that this is something you have to do, find out the way and come back to me. So this is another such project where social media has always been criticized. When students are on social media like Instagram, Twitter, or maybe on Facebook, parents and even we as a teacher and the education community criticize it. So I just wanted to state here that we did last year only in 2021, we did this project on Step Together for World Peace after an incident which happened in Delhi, New Delhi. Yeah, I think there was some strike going on, and on our national monument, people climbed up the national monument and started damaging it. So from there, it clicked me for this lesson plan that let me do something wherein I could generate empathy and try to spread the message of world peace. So I just brought up 10, 15 students from my class, 10, 15 students from Delhi, 10, 15 students from Mumbai, and we teachers collaborated amongst them ourselves. We started up campaigning Step Together for World Peace, and these are some of the campaigning posts which is being done by the students. The student has completely handled the social media, Twitter, and he or she was able to, even they created the podcasting channel, how they utilize their voice. Even this is the Instagram channel where they have created the Instagram post, and people from across the countries, across the states, you can see here there are people from Nigeria, there are people from Africa, they joined, and these students volunteered for a cause of talking about cybersecurity, talking, educating them on technology tools with pedagogies. So I think these are some of the ways, small differences we can make into the classroom. This is a Flipgrid review. How did they feel after being participating? Cybersecurity was our major concern. So this is also one of the campaigns. So I just wanted to say that it's not about planning something within the four wall of classroom. We can always go beyond that. Like here you can see our own student who knew Microsoft Teams, Office 365 tools, educated the students of teachers of Madhya Pradesh state. There were hundreds such teachers of Madhya Pradesh state. I organized a meeting. I told I'm going to train it. Along with me, I told students if you want to deliver the trainees to those, so those students really participated in the meeting. They took the sessions for some of the tools, like ma'am was talking about life skills. So the students talk about the inclusive tools in education. So this particular session, which if we are seeing here, we are digital trainers. Here the teachers were empowered with all the inclusive tools, which are available in Windows itself, all the accessibility in classroom and digital citizenship tools. So this is all led by students. We were just the facilitators, giving them ideas. Children, you prepare this. So they kept on preparing this, and they delivered it even to the teachers, and we really had come to know that the students have immense potential. So I think this is what I wanted to share here, that the kind of projects we do. I'd like to quickly wind up with one of the video by class 2 child. Now generally we think that okay, what can a class 2 child can do with technology? So this is Minecraft in education, wherein the child has developed a world which talks about a story of empathy. I'll just play this quickly. So he's even Guinness Book of World Record holder child.
There were two brothers. They were traveling around, and they
I
came
hope that's
across a
audible, sir.
place where there were two men standing in front of them.
Yeah.
They had to do a
So he has
thing
created
so
this
that they
Minecraft
could
world
get to
itself
the
and the
city.
characters, wherein the
So
characters are having two
nothing
paths,
could
a right
attract
path
others
and the
so
dishonest
that
path.
and
The
went
path where
inside.
the child has to be dishonest. So, but
Ah,
the
the
child
little
who
kid was very
prefers to
happy,
go for a
saying,
path which is
"Thank you very
easy to go
much.
path,
Now I can buy lunch.
he achieves nothing in
Oh,
life
and
in
I
future.
found something
And
shiny.
the one who
It
is
is of no
honest, though
use to
poor,
me."
but he achieves
He was
happiness. So
very
that's what he has shown in
and
this
all
very
other
short
people.
story. So this is how, like, gamification tool can be used. Even I, in 2016, I remember I started up with an initiative with board examinees counseling platform, Buddies to Ease, which talks about earn values and spread empathy, technology towards sustainable development goals. Though they are very small initiatives, I may not say they are very big initiatives, but yes, the small things which the children did using this merge cube technology, they tried to make sure that the other person knows about the various kinds of emotions. Like this particular merge cube app shows various kinds of emotions, being angry, being hurt, being frustrated. Even the students of Udgam school made a video which talked about how you're neglecting a person who is, stumbling or he's not able to talk properly, you're not getting him in the project. And then you finally, the teacher explains the importance of empathy in the classroom. So this kind of small activities children did under this project. Tech 2 SDG I've already spoken of, and yeah, self-paced learning. There's other collaboration between Udgam School, Vikas Bharati Public School. From Maharashtra, it was a school from Maharashtra, MS Higher School and Sanskar Valley School. And this were the case studies from where I started this project. I actually went through all the case studies and found out what are the real world problems where I could, tell the students, deep dive here, find out the solution. So this was lack of empathy, value-based content, lack of empathy towards and this was the process I made them do. I asked them to do surveys across the country, across the state. No doubt, as a facilitator, we need to help them. We need to find them the content context where they could share the links. Then data analytics, planning. So everything was done by student. We were just there in the meetings, connecting them with various schools. So these are some of the learning outcomes, intellectual skill, cognitive strategy, verbal information. They learned how to talk to strangers. They learned how to collaborate between their peers from different schools. And this is a child from class 3, Uttam School for Children.
Story of
He has done that project. And so this is all how they have empowered using social media. Also, I wanted to teach them the constructive use of social media. So that's how I believe that if we make sure that the right kind of content, the right kind of element is being shared with the students, it's just a lesson plan. It was nothing. 2015, a lesson plan clicked in my mind. Let me do a 6 months of lesson plan where they are creating a website out of real world problems. So I just asked them, do something, bring the photograph video, and let's create an HTML website. So my topic was being taught. Along with that, this particular elements were being achieved. So I think that could be the new curriculum because most challenging for NEP 2020 is how the curriculum will be laid down. Curriculum textual content is fine, but based on the textual content, how the teachers would take it forward, that is equally important. If the teachers take it forward with a good innovative lesson plan or maybe with the strategies applied, probably I think we can definitely achieve the NEP.